want to upload this video while I still have a video to upload. I mean, a video service to use. Um, so I've been talking a bit recently about the technical problems I've been having. In this video, I want to be a bit more specific and partly to vent, if I'm being totally honest, but also to kind of give other people a warning um, or a heads up, so to speak, about a company called Know How. This is a company that I believe is a branch of Curry's PC World. Excuse me. They're kind of the technical side of Curry's PC World. Curry's PC World are an amalgamated company now. They kind of trade under the same name, although PC World is obviously a lot more recent, 1991. Curry's goes back to the 1880s, I believe, but they are amalgamated as one company now in most UK stores. So I was having these problems with my new laptop, with the issue of just being frozen out of the welcome screen. I went back to try and sort this out. I think I already made a video about this. I left it in, was charged £45, which I was not happy about, because as far as I'm concerned, 33 days later, there shouldn't be any problems. So to me, like charging someone is kind of adding insult to injury, because that's most products today have a sort of 1 year warranty period, and this was immediately a bad sign to me. Like they're only interested in money. So anyway, the choice was pay £45 and get it done that day, or have it sent to Nottinghamshire, Newark, excuse me, Newark, Nottinghamshire, and get it done within 7 days. Well, that wasn't really an option because, I rely on this. I'm doing my coursework on this right now. My old lap doesn't have an updated word processing document, so I need this, right? So the initial problem got sorted in the sense that I got back into the screen, but these guys claimed it would be set to factory conditions. One of them was semi polite. The other guy, I didn't really like his attitude. He was quite dismissive, and he was sort of like, "Oh well, decide what you want to do." Just his whole attitude. There was no sympathy, no sort of sense of this is a stressed out customer, and I was pretty stressed at the time. Just no sense of real empathy. And I'll come back to that because I think it's an important point. Anyway, so they sorted out the initial problem. When I went back later that evening, it was different staff on. It was some younger guys, and one of them gave me some advice about if I download apps to put them on a memory card. Well, I downloaded Skype and QQ. I haven't downloaded. Well, whenever I upload a video to this, I immediately delete it afterwards. I don't have any photographs on it. So Skype and QQ are the only extra features I've added, and they take up a fair bit of space, but certainly not enough so that I'm always in the red. And this is what really bugs me. They said it would be restored to factory conditions. Now, I had a lot more space when I bought this thing, and that's what's really bugging me. So now I'm not out of the woods. I still occasionally I'll be in the middle of work and or I'll be in the middle of looking at a page and it just closes. Like the page just kind of collapses down. And if I press the little E symbol, the little internet E symbol, it does come up again. But if I'm in the middle of typing a comment or something, then I lose that. So I don't know what's going on. And what angers me is I feel these guys are quick to take your money, but they just put you in the wilderness. They don't explain anything. When I got this back, the young guy was just like, "Oh well, what was the problem?" And I said, "Yeah, I left this in because it was malfunctioned." And I paid, and that was like there was no sort of explanation, no sort of feedback whatsoever, other than, "Oh, we recommend you put apps onto a memory card." Well, I tried that and I ended up losing the whole thing. So I thought what he meant was a sort of like the download tool or something, and that I thought, okay, fine, that takes up space, I'll try that. But when I done it, it just took up loads of space. But anyway, this is, I mean, it um, it took away the entire application, which shouldn't be happening. This is my issue. These guys are meant to be the experts. They're the technicians. They're the experts. But, and I'm sure I'm not the only person who experiences this. They take your money. They might fix part of the problem, but then they just leave you in the woods. They leave you in the dark as to what happened in the first place. And I'm still occasionally getting this restarting of its own accord. Not anywhere near as much as before, but it's still happening. Maybe once every 2 or 3 days now. And this time it doesn't, like, it restarts itself. It doesn't kind of go to the blue screen and I have to press the start button. But it's disconcerting. It shouldn't be happening. And the worst thing about this is not that I feel that, they've been cowboys and haven't done the job properly, although that is very frustrating. It's the fact I just don't know what's going on. So I went to their Facebook page, Know How, and that was revealing. Every single post, I mean every one, was negative. This company also apparently has a sort of contract, or I'm not sure how you would describe it, but people pay a certain amount for the service, and it's not just computing, it's also, for example, dishwashers and other electrical appliances. But the sort of things I was reading about on there were absolutely shocking. A pregnant lady said that she had to call 3 times, rearrange on 3 separate occasions, and the courier, the person delivering it, actually drove past her house. And when she confronted him, like, what was he playing at, because he hadn't rung the bell, he swore at her. And this sort of feedback is commonplace. Look at the Facebook page. It's every single post. It's not just that, oh, some are negative and some are positive. They're all negative, including mine. So clearly there's something going wrong here. Clearly they just have a communication problem, or a customer service problem. I think they just have a cavalier attitude. I mean, the responses to all these complaints are, "Oh, we're sorry to hear about this, and we will, we recommend you call our hotline, or we recommend you send us an inbox." But they don't seem to grasp that people feel they're going in circles. That's the impression I'm getting from these comments. I feel like I'm going in circles. So their attitude is, "Oh, we're sorry to hear this. Just bring it back to the store." As if that's convenient. I don't drive, so I have to physically walk there, and I'm not going to pay for public transport when it's just more money, and I'm not economically stable right now. So that means the inconvenience of bringing it back. It's a good half-hour walk, and having no reassurance whatsoever that they will really fix the problem this time. And also, frankly, I can't guarantee I won't lose my temper. And that isn't good because they can then just kick me out. So these people really have, to put it bluntly, a shit attitude to customers, to paying customers. As far as I'm concerned, I bought a new laptop. It should be working like clockwork, especially from a big company at PC World. So to be honest, I'm kind of disgusted by my experience with Know How. Their attitude stinks. I mean, they'll sort of half fix the problem, but they won't give any explanation. They won't give you any sort of warning, like, "No, this could happen." They seem to have this attitude, "Oh, well, we'll just follow the book, there's no sense of customer service at all. And by looking at those comments, I didn't even have the worst experience. Apparently these couriers are not even bothering to ring people's bells, and they claim that people aren't at home. I mean, that's just, these lazy sods should be fired. I mean, what the hell? If people are taking time off work or other commitments to be at home all day, and then they just don't bother showing up, that is a terrible customer service. And the problem is, it puts people in a difficult position because the only other option you have is small independent technicians, and sometimes they work. But the truth of the matter is, human nature being what it is, people see a big brand, Paris PC World, they expect that to be more reliable than a small independent company. But quite honestly, I spoke to a friend about this. He said he had some laptop problems a while back, and he paid a third of what I paid for essentially the same problem. And I asked, well, did they sort it out? And they said they did. So whilst I shouldn't have to do that, I think I will. But it just makes me angry because people do rely on this service. They do rely on, the technical branch of a big company, and these guys are cowboys. Their whole attitude is just the very fact that the guy that sort of met me at the door, his first motivation was to work out how many days that it was in the sort of their cut-off period. That was his main priority. Not this is a stress out customer, let's help him. It just it infuriates me, to be honest. And when this starts playing up, I just think, well, what now? I'm not a technician. I'm not the expert. It's their responsibility to sort it out. So if you are getting any product at Curry's PC World, be very careful about signing up to anything with know-how. I'm pleased I didn't. But if you do, just be aware, look at their Facebook page. It's overwhelmingly negative comments. I even saw one woman saying that she was contacting the police because of the obnoxious behaviour of the courier that she was dealing with. This is just not good enough. Their apologies are meaningless unless they're actually taking action, unless someone in that company high up is saying, okay, we clearly have a problem here. The overwhelming response is negative. We need to really look at ourselves, see where we're going wrong. But it looks like they're not going to bother to do that. And it's disgusting. If they're only interested in profit, if they're only interested in taking money off, you know, stressed out customers, that is absolutely disgusting. And it's things like this where consumer watchdogs are so important to expose these people because they're cowboys. They're taking money, they're not sorting out the problems. I feel very resentful of this idea that I should have to go back. I could do that, and they might. I don't even know what they would do. At this point, it wouldn't have to pay. It still falls within the so-called 2 week period, but it's highly inconvenient. Plus, if I do it, I just don't trust them. I think they'll fiddle around. I'll go home and there'll still be problems. So at the moment, it's just about workable. I can use all the functions, but there is this issue with space, and I don't know why. Because if they restored it to factory conditions, I don't have loads of photographs, I don't have loads of uploaded videos. I've only two applications that had been there when I first got this, and that didn't take up space. So I'm infuriated, to be honest. I remember the guy saying, "Oh well, it's Microsoft Word takes up the space," but that was part of the program, so that shouldn't take up space. It shouldn't take up extra space. So honestly, I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't really want to pay more money to other technicians right now. I don't really want to go back and deal with the same people because I'll lose my temper, and justified as it might be, it won't help. That's what they do. They put you in this position, and it's disgusting. It's absolutely unacceptable. So let me know if you've had any experience specifically with know-how. I'd be interested in hearing about that. Certainly looking at their online Facebook page, it's like 100% negative. I'm not even talking like majority negative. I mean 100% negative. That's saying something. These people need to look at themselves, and it's not good enough just saying, "Oh, sorry, we, speak to our advisors." They need to see what's going wrong. And from my experience, what they do is they'll kind of fix part of the problem, but they'll leave you in the dark as to what happened in the first place. They won't give you any sort of indication of what you need to do or what would stop the problem happening in the future. It's just they kind of take this attitude, oh well, we fixed it, so it's no longer our responsibility. And that to me is bad customer service. Out of 10, I'd give know how 3 out of 10. The only reason I don't give them zero is they did fix the initial problem, but their attitude is not good, and the sort of the way they just leave you in the dark is very, very bad in my opinion.